I did my first property deal at 19 and bought my first flip at 21. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 5 things that I did to help me get started in property at such a young age. Now, when you're 19, you're not exactly rolling in money, but the first thing that I did was invest in a course. Now, where did I get the money from at university to invest in a course? Because this course cost me £900, I believe, at the time. And I used my good friend Student Finance. Now, it's very important to get into not just property, but any profession that you're doing. You need to be educated. So that's why it was really important for me to buy a course before I really went and dipped my feet in the deep end, really and truly. But would I advise anyone to use their student finance to invest in a course? I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want to give anyone advice on that, but it worked out for me in the end. However, what I will say is there were a lot of struggle meals that came after that. Number two is that I went into low risk strategies such as rent to rent and deal sourcing. And the main reason why I went into those strategies is because I didn't have the capital to get into other stuff like buy to lets or buy refurbish refinance. And that's not to say that having low funds is an excuse, because it's not. It's not real, and I'm not really trying to say that. But I chose rent to rent and deal sourcing because it's a much lower barrier to entry, especially for me at that point in time. Essentially what rent to rent is when your company rents a property from a landlord on a management contract, and your company either rents that property out, service accommodation on Airbnb, Booking.com, and all these platforms, or either as a HMO, a house of multiple occupancy. Now, I went down the HMO route. And number three is taking relentless action. Now, I'm not really a believer in the whole, oh, I'm young, no one's gonna take me seriously, blah, 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 blah. Now, I don't really believe in all that stuff. I think that if you learn what you need to learn and you come across as a professional and you say the right things, then people are gonna take you seriously. And with it, especially with a strategy like rent to rent, it's a lot of work at the start. Like, you're gonna have to be going through a lot of phone calls, getting rejected and rejected time and time again before you get to that yes. And once you do get to that yes, it's not about just lying on your high horse. You need to go on and stack and build momentum and get your next one, to get your next one and then your next one. And I'll be honest, rent to rent at that time, it changed my life. I mean, I was 19, 20, earning above a full time salary, and it was passive passive income. And I was pretty much doing that. Once I had it set up, I wasn't really putting in that much work into it. And I managed me to live a great life. And by the time I was 21, I'd gotten my dream car. Rent to rent was amazing. And the next thing that I did was market myself, putting myself on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and also networking. Now, once you get into business, you have to realize that you're automatically a salesperson, whether you like it or not. And you can't sell a secret. So what you need to be doing is telling everybody what you're doing. I got this from Ryan Serhan, and it's basically that as soon as you achieve even the slightest thing, you need to scream it from the mountaintop. And if you go scroll through my Instagram, you can see all the way from 2020 that I was posting and posting and posting and posting. And the benefit of posting a lot, I mean, you might be shy, but you just need to get over it. I'll be honest. Now, the benefit of posting a lot is you never know who is watching. Your ideal client or the ideal person you want to work with could be seeing you for the first time, or they've been watching you for some time. So imagine you're a deal sourcer and you're looking for a new investor. This investor's probably been seeing you online, and now George, he's in property, he finds deals, or I'm someone who wants to find deals. Maybe I need to contact George because he's obviously active. And now boom, from them seeing you, they've reached out to you and they want you to find them a deal. That's new business. That's cost you nothing, just posting online. And another thing is networking events. Now, networking events, I believe, is a form of marketing. Now, you're going to an environment people don't really know who you are, and you're letting them know what you do and how you could potentially help them. Now, doing that is what allowed me to raise finance for my first flip. And it also tied in with the social media. So I met somebody at the networking event for the first time, and we got on to speak, and they'd see my social media. And then following on from there, we had a few conversations, and I managed to raise the finance from that person to do my first flip. Now, the story about those flips is because I did 2 flips. Now, the story about those 2 flips is something I'll have to get into another time, because that is a story in itself. And the final thing that I did was simply staying consistent. It's cliche, I know, but you don't want to be that person who quits straight away. You don't want to be that person who gets the first no and just says, "Nah, I'm not doing this anymore." You don't want to be that person who says they're gonna start something and they does it for a little minute and then they quit. You want to be someone who keeps going and going and going, whether they keep getting yeses or nos. Now, with rent to rent, you have to put in a lot of time on the phone. Don't believe these people online that say you can just make a few phone calls and get your first deal. You have to think about it from this landlord's perspective, but I'll make a video on that separately another day. But you need to keep momentum going at the end of the day, because that's all it's about. No one's going anywhere by quitting or by starting something and stopping and starting something again. Absolutely not. But yeah, I mean, property is amazing, but you need to be careful because property might not actually be for everybody. And in this video here or here, you'll find out why property might not actually be for you.